In our continued lead up to Madam Web, this week's installment of Poorly Explained Comics is about Julia Carpenter, played in the movie by Sydney Sweeney, the second Madam Web, also the second Spider-Woman, also the second Arachne. Carpenter got her powers after enrolling in what she thought was an athletic study, but was actually a secret experiment by a shady government organization that injected her with spider venom and other stuff, which gave her superpowers, including super strength, speed, agility, honed senses, and psionic abilities that let her cling to walls, sense the presence of other people through psychic vibrations, and generate psionic energy-based webbing. All natural arachnid abilities that explain all those spiders winning the lottery. So naturally, she became Spider-Woman. She's been part of Freedom Force, a rebranded Brotherhood of Evil Mutants doing jobs for the government in exchange for pardons, before realizing they were a bunch of shady shits and quitting. The West Coast Avengers after that, and then when that team disbanded and formed the absolutely not same team with a different branding known as ForceWorks, she joined that too. After being depowered by Cassandra Webb's rogue granddaughter, not that rogue, and then being repowered, she started going by Arachne, but only a few years later, she was dragged into the Kravenoff's batshit plans to resurrect Kraven, and given Madam Web's precognitive abilities during Cassandra's final moments. And also went blind, because apparently that was part and parcel of the whole Madam Web shtick. Since then, she's taken over her predecessor's role as a guide and supporter to other spiders in times of crisis, such as the entire population of Manhattan developing spider powers, the cloning conspiracy I mentioned in the last video, and forming the Order of the Web to investigate Spider-Man's connections to the allegedly demonic kindred, which I'm not going to get into because the whole thing ties into at least two completely garbage and formerly unrelated Spider-Man stories from over a decade prior, and was ultimately very disappointing because Spider-Man editorial doesn't actually understand what people want from Spider-Man. But a web of connections has many strands or whatever, and so next week we turn our attention to... I don't know how to make a cryptic clue for this one. It's Aranya.